The Losers was an old war comic that DC put out way back in the day, which is about a ragtag special forces team in World War II, which was eventually reimagined in title only as a more modern Vertigo comic. The movie is based on the latter. Basically, if you want to know what The Losers is like, you ever see the A-Team? The show, the movie, either one. The idea behind them both is similar, and even the cast of characters is fairly similar. It was the bad luck of the film that it came out just before a movie version of the A-Team, so it got endlessly compared as well. Well, technically speaking, The Losers was first, though this is based on the Vertigo comic that came out in 2003, so I have to believe that the A-Team was an inspiration in the comics. Anyway, the Losers are sent to Bolivia to take out a drug lord by getting close enough to the base and painting it with a laser and calling it an airstrike. Simple, right? Hey, you ever play Call of Duty? You know that's bound to go wrong. They see young children in the complex and attempt to call off the airstrike, but are told that it is so on, so they decide to go in and extract the children before the bombs start falling. They manage to do this, but then the helicopter taking the children out is destroyed. They realize that it was because they were being scrubbed. Essentially, their superior, a mysterious guy named Max, played by Jason Patric, wanted them out of the picture, but he didn't know that they weren't on the chopper. So now they're believed dead and are coming back for revenge after meeting Aisha, played by Zoe Saldana, who wants to fund their operations in return for them ensuring that they kill Max. The Losers spent a lot of time fighting amongst themselves, as there are differing motivations. Some just want their lives back, and some want revenge. Aisha is sort of the unofficial member whose loyalty or motives are not quite clear until the very end, and the film really flip-flops a lot with whose side she's really on. The good parts here are the action and the scenes of the Losers doing their thing. Where the movie suffers is everything else. The worst part is Jason Patric as Max. He's got some kind of monkey's paw thing going on, like the Bond villain from the book Devil May Care, though that's never explained. He's just a terrible actor in this, too. I hate to say it because I usually like Jason Patric, but he was just awful in this. I mean, damn, he hams it up as if he's on a cheap 80s police drama, and you never get the sense of evil from him, just that he's kind of a jackass. Everybody's favorite discount Robert Downey Jr., Jeffrey Dean Morgan, stars as Clay, the leader of the Losers, who is supposedly the most interesting character, but really he's just sort of a vague Captain Kirk type. He's a decent leader most of the time, but he thinks with his nads too often. Chris Evans is here as the more comic relief character, but he's wasted in this film. Idris Elba plays the big scary man with the knives. He's pretty good. The most interesting character from the comics was probably Cougar, who is barely in this movie. He's trying to do the whole haunted air of the disconnected sniper, but he doesn't have enough screen time, and he isn't focused enough. There's also Pooch, played by Columbus Short, who's kind of a nothing character. It doesn't look good, does it? Well, it's at least fun, and it has decent enough action. This sort of thing isn't going to win any awards, but it's certainly not trying to. Zoe Saldana as Aisha helps the film along for the most part until you get to the next action set piece. Possibly this could have been better, but for the most part, it's just sort of an entertaining action film that doesn't try to do anything else, and it vaguely succeeds at not sucking. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.